Joan of Arc was born on January 6, 1412. She was the daughter of Jacques and Isabelle of Arc. She grew up in a small village in eastern France. During her younger years, Joan lived in France. France and England were in constant conflict with each other. Historians recount that there was a disagreement between England and France that led to constant battles. The reason for these battles was England's belief that France was in English territory. Many battles ensued and many French soldiers were killed. Ultimately, England gained a large part of France for the English crown, including the city of Paris. Joan believed that God had selected her to rally the French people and troops to defeat the British army. She was able to obtain an audience with the French king, Charles VII. This meeting was witnessed by the French court, and all were amazed by young Joan's intelligence, loyalty, and piety to God and the French people. Her answers to the king showed him that she was an excellent choice to lead his army against the English. She was only 17 at that time. King Charles VII showed his gratitude to Joan by designing and gifting her a coat of arms. The people of France gave her a suit of armor that protected her in battle. Soon scribes were writing about Joan, and her legend grew across the country. Privately, Joan prayed for God for guidance. She told her close friends that God spoke to her. Her favorite saint was Michael the Archangel. It is said that Joan had visions of Michael since she was a little girl. This relationship allowed her to be brave enough to lead her army. She left the king and soon met up with her men. The troops were in bad shape and were not disciplined. Joan instituted many drills to get them in fighting shape. She also did not permit drinking, swearing, or laziness. She also got the men to go back to church and renew their belief in God. Soon the army was ready to take on the English troops. On April 29, 1428, the battles began. Joan led the troops with no personal weapons. Instead, she carried a banner with the words, "Our Savior," emblazoned on its face. Inspired by her courage, the French army won many impressive victories. Encouraged by Joan's performance, the king and nobles soon joined the fight. Soon, the entire French people were chasing the best army in the world out of France. Many French people thought that Joan was a divine prophet because she told her countrymen that they would win because God was on their side. There were also many eyewitness accounts of Joan being severely wounded, but never defeated. She would just get back on her horse and to lead the troops again. Despite great strides, the English army captured her and put her on trial for treason and witchcraft. She was returned to England, convicted, and sentenced to death. Her life and death have inspired millions of people around the world. She was canonized a saint on May the 16th, 1920, by the Vatican.